Hello and welcome to Unmasking Mum, the podcast with me, your host, Anna Bonasera. This is the second time I have done this because I'm using a new mic and I didn't turn it on. I just plugged the little boxy thing in and didn't think that you needed to turn the actual mic on. So yeah, here we go again. Got a bit of deja vu here. If you're new here, hi. Yeah, I'm Anna and I've got ADHD if you didn't know already. I basically created this podcast because I wanted to have something like this when I was first going through my journey. And I spent a lot of time Googling and AI and looking on TikTok and getting answers, but it was a lot of information, but not necessarily the lived experience that I wanted to hear as a mum of 5 children. So I was talking earlier about how I have been in a bit of a funk and I almost didn't record this podcast. And there are a few reasons why. I came home from the school run and I started scrolling through my phone and I was like, oh, I just felt so unmotivated to come up here and do it. And that's not how I want to feel about the podcast. I've really tried to keep this podcast as easy for me to do as possible and also fun. I enjoy doing it. So why wasn't I enjoying doing it? One thing was I literally felt like I had no ideas. I literally felt like all the ideas I normally have in my brain had just disappeared. Now, that could be because I am coming up to the week before my period I am on now. And I don't follow things like that closely, but I definitely feel like that takes effect on me. I'm also mid clear out. So in the corner of my room, I basically had a humongous pile of stuff for charity that has been sat there for probably about 7 months. Now, 3 months ago, I was like, right, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to buy some new Kallax units from IKEA and I'm going to put all my office stuff in one space. I'm going to get rid of this charity stuff because my office stuff is everywhere because 2 years ago, my eldest son, we made it into a room rather than my office. So literally I've got things in cupboards everywhere and it's chaos. And I just was fed up of coming up here and it being such a mess and trying to work and it just feels like so unmotivating. So I'm in the midst of doing that. Like I've done basically the charity stuff is in my car boot. Although I was saying I hate the idea of going to the charity shop. Getting to the charity shop, I feel like my stuff's just going to be sat in the boot for ages. I was talking about it on Facebook and somebody said that they do someone does doorstep collections. Can't remember the name of it, but they do doorstep collections. So I've booked them to come on Friday. So coming on Friday to pick all my stuff off and I don't have to go to charity shop. Banging. The fear of like getting to a charity shop and being like, oh no, we've got none. And then leaving it in my car for the rest of the year is real. So the fact that it's going to be picked up from my house is like my prayers have been answered. I'm pretty sure I said on the podcast the other day, actually, that I wish that existed and I've manifested it, baby. So that was another reason why, because I'm like mid clear out. And then I was feeling resistant as well because I'd set like these rules where I have to wear this top, not this one that I'm wearing. My top, my Phoenix is on, like I was saying, it's my uniform. And it just felt really restrictive. And I was like, I can't bother to get changed. So I don't want to record. And I was like, hang on, let's not let that stop. Let's just record whatever. Yes, it looks good when you wear the same thing. It makes you more memorable. But do you know what? I would much rather be able to come and do this podcast with you than not. And later on show up in the same outfit. Does that make sense? Maybe that makes sense. So I was feeling funk and I wanted to do this and I'm in a bad habit at the minute because I record on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday, I then post it. So I was feeling a little bit funky. But anyway, I was like, what can I do that I've already done? What can I talk about that I've already created stuff? I created loads of stuff in the past 3 years when I've been doing ADHD stuff. So it must be something I could talk about to give me some ideas. And then I was like, hold on, I've got a free ebook. Why don't we just talk about that? Because let's face it, how many people are actually reading free ebooks these days? How many ebooks or free things have you downloaded and not actually read? Probably more that you've not read than you've actually read. So let's just go through it. It's called Mum's Guide to ADHD. It was supposed to be a book, but I literally picked it up and put it down so many times. I didn't actually finish one continuous piece. I've written about 20,000 words and it just felt boring, mundane, and just a headache. So I was like, I'm going to put some of it into a free ebook. so then it can get out there to the world and it's not wasted content. So it starts off with 5 steps to confidently asking for an ADHD assessment, and then it goes on to 10 frequently asked questions. But what we're going to talk about today is 15 weird hacks that actually work for ADHDers. Are you ready? Buckle in. Number 1, protein for breakfast. Okay. I'm going to read it out specifically because I don't want to forget the science or get it wrong. Okay. So it helps to wake up the brain, it stabilizes your blood sugar, keeping you energized for longer, and it reduces your cravings later. I've been having Greek yogurt with my son, my eldest, for probably the last 2 and a bit years. We'll have some Greek yogurt, some honey, some raspberries, and then I break up like a granola bar. And we just sit and eat it together, normally before anyone else wakes up, sometimes with my toddler in tow. And we just have a little bit of chill time and we start a day, and it has made such a difference. And now I'm kind of implementing it with the others as well, where I'm trying to make like the egg muffins. I can't keep up with making them though. They literally 5 kids is a lot. They all having some. And yeah, it's taking a lot. So I need to buy a bigger muffin tin so I'm not constantly making them. I can make like a bigger batch and only try and make them twice a week rather than however many times it looks like I'm going to end up making them, because I only have like 6 muffin tray things. So that doesn't work, whereas he does it. That's basically 1 a day. But also don't give in to all the new marketing of protein stuff there is. Just eat stuff that is rich in protein naturally. Number 2, always wear your trainers. Now, I don't always do this, okay? I'm not always very good at just wearing my trainers. But if you're somebody who, like, when they sit down, can't get back up again, it's a really good thing to do. What I am doing is I'm trying to get myself back in the gym. So I am wearing my gym leggings today because my intention is to go to the gym, although I've forgotten I have a meeting this afternoon. I just noticed. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll have time. I want to have time. I'm going to the gym. I'm going. I go swimming 4 times a week, but trying to get out to the gym is another thing. Maybe I will skip the swim today, sadly, and just go gym. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. So once you're in it, the likelihood that you're actually going to do it is more likely. I'll let you know if it works for me today. Number 3, just 5 minutes. Like if you really struggle to get started, like today I did, this is something I could have done, is just start recording for 5 minutes, or just start cleaning for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, or use a song and just clean until the end of the song, or work out till the end of the song, or whatever it is that you need to do. Just do it till the end of the song. Now, I find this is really helpful and I do it often, and more often than not, I will end up continuing doing whatever it is I was struggling to get started. So it does work. But if it doesn't, then you know you have done something, you've accomplished something, even if it's just 5 minutes, you've done it. And if you're going to use a song, I really recommend using Ring My Bell. Okay, it's 8 minutes long, but it's supposed to have like this high vibe frequency that just sets you up for your day. And I started my day listening to that, and seeing as I'm having to record this for the 2nd time, I would say it has worked because I am not losing my shit. Okay, number 4, everything has a home. Now, this one I find works, but not for everything. I'm constantly losing my phone and I just don't have a home for it. I try and keep it on my person, in my pocket if I have one. If I don't, then it's getting lost. But like keys, I now have a specific place where I hang my keys, like things like wet wipes and nappies. I always keep them in the same place. Just little things like that make such a big difference. And also having 2 of things. This isn't one of the weird hacks I've realized, but really recommend having 2 of things. So like if you struggle to remember to brush your teeth in the morning or put deodorant on or whatever, have one in the bathroom downstairs and one in the bathroom upstairs. It makes the biggest difference. I do it with the kids. I do it with me. We have 2 toothbrushes, 1 up, 1 down, lots of toothpaste, 1 up, 1 down. It honestly makes the biggest difference if you're about to rush out the door and you realise, shit, we've all got to brush our teeth. The idea of trekking up the stairs kills me off, but just the downstairs bathroom, easy peasy. So 2 of things definitely works. And things like chargers as well. Like if you're always losing a charger or someone's stealing a charger, just buy more chargers. It makes such a difference. Number 5, opera singer. Okay. We're coming up to the holidays, right? 6 weeks off coming. Now, if you're the type of mum like me, where if you've got the kids asking you 5 million questions, the TV's going off, the dog's barking, the kettle's whistling, I don't have a whistly kettle, don't know why I said that, all the noises, and then you stand in water in socks and you're like, oh, and you're about to snap. Instead of snapping, how about trying singing like an opera singer? Please leave me alone before I lose my shit. Maybe not swearing for the kids, but you know what I mean? Just seeing how that goes rather than snapping. And you might all end up laughing, which breaks tension anyway, doesn't it? Just see how it goes. Would love to know how you get on. Maybe encourage the others to get in on it as well in your household. Number 6, the bare minimal effect. And I am showing up in full force with that today. We are going through this quickly because I'm recording it for a second time and I'm not wearing my usual uniform like I was talking about earlier. I am wearing just what I'm wearing. I'm bare minimal affecting it. Okay. If you've got to get it done, just do it in the lowest impact way you can, just so it is done. So like, for example, walking the dog. If you really need to walk the dog and you don't want to go, you don't want to go on a long walk around the field, you just can't face it. What I'll do is I will drive to a field and I'll throw the ball, or I'll drive to like a little wooded bit that I know I can just do a loop round. They can run around, I can throw some sticks. And they get exercise. I get out into the fresh air, you know, like they say, isn't it? It's good for your mental health. And I've done something. I've done it. They've had exercise. I've got out. Bare minimal. Works like a charm. Get it done. Number 7, body doubling. Now, if you've never heard this term, it's probably really weird, but doing something with someone else, just there, just present. They don't even have to be doing something, but if you need to clean and you just can't do it, having like your child sat in the room might just help, or your husband is sat in the room might help. Paperwork, that is the bane of my life. Having someone who is maybe also doing paperwork at the same time, not the same paperwork, but they're doing theirs and you're doing yours, makes you so much more productive. It makes it seem more manageable. It's crazy, but it works. Trust me. Give it a try. Number 8, race the clock. I always lose at this one. But basically, if I don't want to lose my whole day to cleaning, I will put on a 20-minute timer and I will try and do all the jobs within those 20 minutes. Now, I am normally not done within those 20 minutes. It's supposed to help you to stop procrastinating. And it definitely makes me more aware, but I do still procrastinate. So then I do end up setting another 20-minute timer. But usually after that, I am like, no, that is it. I've done 40 minutes, done, get on with my day. So 20-minute timer, race the clock, see how much you can get done. Maybe set a cheeky number 1 if you need to, or like lesser time. See how much you can get done. Number 9, this is my love. This is my favorite. This has my heart. It makes the biggest difference to my life. And I just love it. Tiny bin. Number 9 is tiny bin. Okay. You know, when like you're cooking up and you're like, oh, go away. You know, when you're chopping up stuff and you're peeling stuff and you've got like loads of like peelings left over and bits of vegetables or meat or whatever it is, crumbs you've got. And you don't want to like just brush it off aside into your hand and then put it in the bin. Like it just seems so fast just to walk to the bin, even though it's not. We know it's not, but it is for our brains. A tiny bin, like a Tupperware dish, literally just a Tupperware dish on top of the counter near you that you can just put it in, wipe it in, and then when it gets full, you put it in the bin. So you're only going to the bin once, not a million times. It makes such a difference. Obviously, change out the Tupperware dish and wash it, especially with flies around in the heat like this. Give it a go. It might change your life. And let me know if it does. Big love for the tiny bin. Number 10, an emoji diary. If you're someone who wants to start working out, you're kind of, especially like your flow, if you're a woman, which I guess you probably are. I do have some men listeners, so hello, I'm sorry about this, but this still could relate to you. If you can't write a journal, you just can't face it, you can't be bothered. Who's got time to write in a journal? If you can't do that, setting an emoji diary. So you literally just have an emoji for every day, how you're feeling, or however many days you can do. And just start to notice what it is where like you struggle, where like you have your unmotivated times, where you have like your really happy, productive times, where you have your angry, sad times. Using those emojis can really like help you to understand and work out your plan of how you work better, of how you cope better, of what you need to do to help yourself in the future, which moves on nicely to number 10. No, 11. Future me. What would future Anna thank you for? Now, I always tell this story, so sorry if you've heard it before, but my routine always used to be that at night time, I put on the dishwasher and in the morning, I unload it. Then I would get the kids breakfast. I would then do their packed lunches. I got 5 kids, 3 of them have packed lunches, but pack the rest of the bags, drinks, snacks, etc. Then I get the kids ready. And then if we have meltdowns, that would take even longer. And mornings are stressful. I call them the morning rush hour in our house. And it is stressful and it was getting on top of me and I was really struggling. Then one night I came down in the morning and my dishwasher was making this sound. It was going grrr, 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 and I was like, what the hell is that? Turns out the water had not connected somehow to the dishwasher and it had been making that noise all night. My life flashed before my eyes. I was having images of us all dying in our sleep. Felt hysterical. But it's what I needed to kick me into gear, to changing my whole routine. So now the dishwasher goes on after dinner and my son empties it. He's almost 14, so that's one of his jobs to do. He empties the dishwasher every night before bed and it makes my life so much easier. So future Anna was very thankful. And then I got into a good habit of doing some of the lunches the night before. So I'd make the sandwiches and it felt really good for a while. And then it kind of like dipped off and I was like, struggled to get back into it after half term. And just got bored of doing it. I just wanted to sit down of an evening. And then I picked it back up again and I was really good for a few weeks. And then again, I had a dip. And I think that's the thing about ADHD, isn't it? It's like just giving ourselves a bit of leeway of like, sometimes we'll be in that mood. Sometimes we won't be in that mode. That mood or mode. I don't know what I said both times then. Sometimes we'll be in a productive state of being ready for the morning. Sometimes I don't mind doing it in the mornings and it's just part of my morning routine and it's like just flow. Like what would I do anyway? Otherwise, where did the time go? Same amount of time. Probably just scroll on my phone when I don't need to. Oh my God. So just giving yourself a bit of grace, as people call it. It's very American saying, give yourself a bit of grace. Just be kind to yourself, basically. Like sometimes you're in the mood, sometimes you're not, and it doesn't really matter. At the minute, I am back on it. But we've only got a week to go. Maybe that's why. Number 12, lower your expectations. This is such an important one to learn to do because we have such high expectations of ourselves and everyone else around us. Lowering your expectations makes you so much more likely to achieve things. Okay. I am not a skincare girly. I go through these phases of like being like, right, yes, I'm going to get on it because most nights I go to sleep with my makeup on. I know, sorry. And I am aging. I'm noticing and I am aging and I want to do something about it. But so I like buy this 5-step skincare routine and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this every night for a week. And then I'm like, oh, I know I shouldn't be expecting anything to see anything, but do I look any different? And then I drop it. I get too tired and I go to bed and I can't be bothered. And I'm just like, oh, I lose the will to live with it. And then I stop and then it just sits there in my kitchen. No, not my kitchen, my bathroom. In my bathroom. But if I was to say, I'm just going to do this once a week, if I could just do this skincare once a week, that'd be great. The goal is once a week. When I do it, I'm like, yay, woo, go me. I'm like happy, I'm celebrating, amazing. Then I might be like more motivated to actually do it a second time. And it's the same with the gym. Like, if you are like, I'm going to the gym 4 times a week and that's not realistic, just once a week. I know it doesn't make a difference right away, But if then you have the motivation and you get into the routine of doing it, then you are much more likely to go more than if you set yourself, you're going to go 4 weeks, you miss a day, and the shame you then put on yourself because you haven't reached your goal is huge, and then you stop going altogether. Which one would you rather do? I know which one I'd rather do. Lower those expectations, girlies. Okay. Number 13, grey area thinking. If you're someone who's constantly in your head, ruminating all the things, putting yourself down, you're dealing with fear of other people's opinions, FOPO, rejection sensitivity, RSD, we've got imposter syndrome, perfectionism, comparisonitis. What else is there? You name it, we've got it inside our brains. Now, we are very black and white thinkers, whereas we think we are one thing, and then to try and help ourselves out of this, we need to be the other, okay? So, for example, if you call yourself a bad mum, you then think, okay, I need to start telling myself I'm a good mum. But there's a big gap to jump there. What's in the middle? What's the grey area? What can you do to help you get from A to B? Because that's a huge jump that we don't believe in. So even if we're telling ourselves we're a good mum and we're not going to believe it, then it's not going to make a difference to our brains. We're still going to have that doubt. So how about I'm a trying my best mum? I'm a trying my best mum. That's my favourite word. Anything like that, just find a grey area in the middle and start to learn to believe that and work your way up to realising you are a good mum, because I'm sure you are. Number 14, cold water. Now, not just drinking, although drinking is very, very important. Like I always say, I would not drink all my water unless I had a nice water bottle that I keep with me all of the time. If I don't have that, I don't drink enough water. But cold water, splash your face. If you are starting to feel the rage burning inside of you, extinguish it with cold water. Just put your face into cold water, dab yourself with cold water, take some deep breaths. I can't tell you what a difference it makes. Lock yourself in the bathroom, even if they're banging on the door. Just put yourself cold water and breathe through it. Oh. Or go outside and put the hose on you, maybe, especially in the heat wave. And last but not least, one we do all the time in our house, dance it out. We love a kitchen disco. We get the disco lights out, we get the disco balls. I love a disco ball, the light reflecting off a disco ball, just chef's kiss. Even bubbles sometimes, not like the drinking kind, although that would be nice too, but the like blowing bubbles, bubble machines, whatever you've got, use it. And we just have an amazing time. And even if you're feeling sad, put a sad song on, or ragey, put a ragey song in and just stomp it out and just literally shake out the bad, negative energies from you. And if you're happy, then embrace it and feel silly and just be wild, just go for it. Like dancing is such a good way, and it is a bit of exercise as well, but it's such a good way of shaking off any tension we might have. Okay. And it's really simple, really easy to do, mega effective. That's it. That's it. 15. And this better bloody have recorded my voice, or I am literally going to scream. I'm going to need that cold water and dancing it out, guys. Fingers crossed you're listening to this and you have got something out of it. I want to know what number you're going to try. And if you want the full download, I will leave the link in the caption thingy. I can never remember what they call it on a podcast, like the notes or whatever. I will leave a link in there so you can download it. And you can read it to your heart's content or whatever. What does that even mean? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you want to share this with your friend or tag me on socials, I would love to hear from you that you get you get something out of this. And I can't wait to be back with you again very soon.